everybody. Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. And right now, go ahead, Kay, clap if you want. Atta girl. Remind me to bring you to all my press conferences. This is a very, very exciting day for us as we open up our second Our House facility for special needs adults. I'm going to let other people explain the details, but we opened up our first one many, many years ago at the Cypress Center on West Avenue in Port Reading after, how many years ago? 8 years ago, wow. Thanks for interrupting me, Jimmy, now I forgot where I was. When Hess donated that facility to us, as a gigantic building, a gigantic piece of land. We helped them with everything they were doing, divesting, and we said, why don't you donate the piece of land and the building to us? They thought about it, they did. So we turned it into a recreational facility, but we also built an addition onto it for an adult special needs facility where people over 21 could come, learn, train, get job skills, do recreational, let other people explain the details, but it's been an amazingly successful facility. When this came up and we talked to the diocese about purchasing this property, the thing we had in mind was another Our House. And walk around if you haven't yet. This place is absolutely fantastic. You're going to hear from Michelle shortly from Our House, but this has been wonderful. We did this in cooperation with the Diocese of Metuchen. The man who runs the Diocese of Metuchen, of course, is Bishop James Cecchio. He is an amazing person to deal with. He wears a collar. He's closer to God. He's very close to where I want to go one day. It's tough negotiating with him because what he says, I do. What he wants, I give him. It's very easy to negotiate with the bishop. But it's just really been a pleasure. We go back to St. Cecilia's with former Bishop Budkowski, negotiating there to try to make that school 29, Oak Tree Road School, full-day kindergarten, long story. We've had a great relationship with the bishop, with the diocese. We still want to someday do some affordable housing with you, but I won't pressure you on that now. But I'd like to bring him up and ask him if he would say a few words about this wonderful facility, and perhaps when we go outside, offer a blessing. So I'd like to introduce now the man responsible from the Diocese of Metuchen for making this happen, Bishop James Cecchio.
Thanks. It's certainly our pleasure and privilege to be able to cooperate in something like this, so I'm certainly honored and privileged to be here. That's one of the great things about being a bishop, is you get to come in at the end when everything's done and give a blessing, So I got the easiest part of the whole thing, so it's a great role and an honor. We're grateful to you for your leadership in getting this done. The people at Our House, they do a great job, and it's beautiful here, so thanks, Michelle. It looks great, It's nice to have our speaker here. It's always good to see you,
Nice to see you.
Haven't seen you in a while. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So anyway, it's a great use for this facility. For years it educated children, and it's a nice transition to continue its mission of educating children. So we're glad that it could be put to such good use, and happy to be a part of it. So thank you for having me today here. God bless.
Thank you. We have a lot of elected officials in the audience, starting with Council President Corey Spiller, Councilman First Ward Sharon Mccall, who will speak in a few minutes, Fifth Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, Councilman at Large Brian Small, Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth DeJesus, Councilman at Large Greg Ficara, Councilman at Large Kyle Anderson. From our administration, we have our Business Administrator Vito Samaluka, we have Chief of Staff and Redevelopment Head Carol Ehrlich, we have Planning Director Marta Leski, we have Public Works Director George Brew, John Haggerty from our communication staff, along with Megan Kushba and Kelly Walsh, who put this event together. Thank you everybody for coming out for this very special event. I'd now like to introduce the President and CEO of Our House, Inc., Michelle Del Corsano, and I'll wait for Jimmy Carroll to get up and tell the story about how we found Our House, but let me just say we're glad we did. That facility, as I said, in Cypress is very, very special. When a family, when parents can have a place during the day to send their adult person, to a place where they can get all these services, it's just amazing. It's such a relief for them, and they have these all over the state. I'd like to ask now Michelle Del Corsano to please say a few words about Our House.
Well, thank you, Mayor. You took most of my speech, but that's okay. So thank you to Mayor McCormick, Bishop Cecchio, Speaker Coughlin, Senator Vitale, Assemblywoman Lopez, Council Vice President McCall, Patrick McSherry, Jimmy Carol, members of the council, our House family, and all of our guests that have joined us today. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate the opening of this, like everybody keeps saying, this beautiful space. When I came to see this a couple of years, it was actually 2019, I think, 2020.
COVID,
Yeah, it was before COVID. And we came to see it, and the mayor and I were joking around before, and we were like, I was like, okay, sure, this is, and we can make this work. And I think Nicole and I were like, we can make this work. This is gonna be beautiful. But Patrick, this has just blown our, our imagination. We couldn't even believe, dream that it would look as good as it does today. There's also a rectory on grounds here that was sadly succumbed to COVID, basically. But because of all of the hard work of so many people, and here I see Chris that was there who started this back in 2019. I think you're a part of our journey here. But we can't do this alone. It takes a village, and it takes all the people in this room. Whether you are a part of the community, or you're a parent, or you're part of the Our House family, you're part of the staff of Our House, it doesn't matter who you are, it takes an entire village to make something like this happen. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for making all of this happen. Like they said, 8 years ago, we started this journey, and Jimmy will talk about that one, of how we did start this, but I didn't think that this would ever, 8 years ago, I didn't think it was going to happen. And then the Cypress Recreation Center opened, and then the mayor called me again and said, we've got this new one. And I said, great, let's do it. So to the Drumm and Bader families, thank you so much. It is an honor to be able to open this site and to be able to operate every day in her honor and her memory. I hoped that she would be proud of everything that we're going to do here. To Bishop Checchio, thank you so much for coming here and blessing this place that we will learn and grow, like you said, and develop lasting relationships through our programs. To the mayor and his team for your dedication to improving the lives of all the people that we serve in this community. To Patrick, you poured your heart and soul into this, and it truly shows, so thank you so much. To the Our House staff who make this possible, to our job coaches, to our direct care employees, who enrich the lives of the people that we support at this site and allow them to flourish and grow, thank you. To Tori Kenya, our VP of Programs and Services, Nicole Casada, our Senior Director of Day Programs, Marissa Turen, I hope I said that right, Director of Hope Autism Solutions, this is the tough one, Jennifer Obujak, who's our Assistant Director of our day programs, Tom Scher, and his maintenance team who did all the behind the scenes work, and to everybody else at Our House. To the Our House Foundation and all of their donors, thank you so much. And to all of you who donated your items to here, thank you for seeing the value of your generosity and helping us to bring this place to life. To our Board of Trustees, thank you so much for your support. And last, and certainly not least, but our participants and from the Woodbridge community, who will come here and make this and inspire this to be something that we are proud to do every single day. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Michelle. Michelle said it takes a village. One of the most important people in the village is the one with the money. And in this case, a lot of the money was provided by a grant from the state of New Jersey. And the reason we received that grant is that we're fortunate to have Craig Coughlin not only as our assemblyman from the 19th district, but as the Speaker of the General Assembly, which gives him a little more juice when it comes to allocating the money. A little more might go to his hometown, and it did. And that's one of the reasons why we were able to build this great facility. So I'd now like to ask Craig Coughlin to say a few words.
That's not true. Everybody gets treated fairly. Everybody gets treated fairly. Some more fairly than others. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mayor, for that kind introduction. Bishop, thank you for being here. This really is special because this is a really special place, and this is a very special day for a number of reasons. But I did want to remind you, you're welcome back because bring all the blessings you want. St. Patrick's season is about to kick off right here in Woodbridge. It's only a couple of months away, and I think my first Irish event already happened in South Amboy. The first one in Woodbridge is coming up soon, so bring all the blessings you want. Thank everybody for coming out. This is really, as I said, it's truly a special occasion. And I want to thank, there's so many people to thank for going around. Michelle, for your your great leadership in our house. Jim Carroll for the work that he does. The mayor, I want to start with my dear friend, Mayor McCormick. He's often kind to give accolades to other people, but the truth of the matter is that a project like this doesn't happen without John McCormick and his vision and his commitment and his ability to get things done and to bring together all sorts of people to achieve a goal. It does take a village. It also takes a leader. And we have an extraordinary leader in John McCormick, who brings these things together, has visions, cares about people with developmentally disabled people in a way that I don't know of another mayor throughout the state who cares as much as him. So John, thank you for being you. Thank you for all that you do. Let's give him John applause. And Bishop, I hope you didn't take him to the cleaners too badly. I hope, I probably not, because they didn't come back for more money. So anyway, this is a powerful partnership that comes together as a matter of faith and brings everybody together to service this community. What will happen here will be really special as this building is. And I've had a chance just to see it for a couple of seconds, and everybody else who had the opportunity to work around and walk around and see what it's like. It's really special. I want to thank the people who work so hard to make that possible, especially the people from right here in Woodbridge Township. My dear friend Timmy Dunn, I think, there he is in the back. Tim, great job to you and everybody here at Woodbridge who put this together. It is also, is the mayor, I'm going to make a shameless statement. You know, the mayor talked about the fact that we did, and we got money in the budget, and that's the way that process works. So annually, I call up and I talk to the mayor about things that are important to him. This is one of those things that are acquisitions. You will read, come June, about all the Christmas trees that are put in the budget, and they will be talked about in a way that says that they're somehow a waste of public money, or that they are somehow a project that's not worthy. You're sitting in a Christmas tree. Anybody think the money wasn't worth it? Anybody here think that this was a waste of public money to build this place? So when you see that, understand that what's really going on here, and when we talk about those things, is the commitment to work with the state, working with the county, working with the municipalities, working with people like our house to make something truly special. And this is particularly special to me, and I want to thank you for letting me be here, to the Drumm family, to Hugh, Pat, to Lauren. Thank you for letting me be here. I had the great privilege of being a friend of Nancy Drumm, and to see her work in their community, in her role as a councilwoman, and mostly as a person who just so genuinely cared about what this community and making a difference is. And so I think this is a fitting tribute to her, a place for special people, a special place for special people. And that's what she was. You know, her life was centered around making a community a better place, of making things work together for everyone in the community. And the result of that great talent and that great commitment is something that we all reap the benefits of each and every day. If you get to have the privilege of living in Woodbridge, and if you want, move in. It's a really good place to come. And you'll see the kind of leadership that Nancy provided. I think this is a fitting tribute to her. I think she'd be really, really proud of a place like this, named after her, to help people and to make a difference in their lives. And so it's a privilege to be with you today, to celebrate this great place, the great project, and to celebrate my dear friend Nancy Drumm. Thank you for letting me be with you.
Thank you, Craig. Former Councilman Jimmy Carroll and I have known each other since the 1980s when we were both in the Island Knights of Columbus. Later on, it got to be very big, so the Ford's Knights broke off. He went with Ford's, but we maintained a great relationship, shared the fourth degree. Jimmy was always somebody who had special needs kids in his heart. While we were in the Knights, we did hand in hand together, where every year on a Saturday in May, we'd go to Middlesex County College, and literally 1,000 special needs adults with their buddies and their tutors would come out for a day of games and fun and picnic. Jimmy and I went to the Woodbridge State School together on a fire truck for Christmas in July every year. Based on my size and my girth, I was generally Santa Claus. Based on Jimmy's lack of size, he was usually an elf. But we enjoyed those kind of moments together, and we still do it because there's still a one-on-one group that meets at our Knights of Columbus with the help of the Ford's Knights of Columbus. Jimmy is so involved in that community. When he left the council, I said, you can leave, you can retire, but you're going to stay working part-time for us, and you're going to keep an eye on the special needs community, whether it's the Buddy Ball program, the STARS program, the RISE program. He has an office in Cypress where we have our house and where we have Mayor Mac's Cafe with the RISE program. Special needs kids and adults has always been in his blood. So when we decided to do a house, we didn't know our house yet. We just wanted to do a special needs facility in Cypress. We put Jimmy in charge of finding the right one. And he went out and he searched all over the state. He found a couple that had good reputations. He visited them. And then he brought us to maybe the final 2 or 3 and said, what do you think? Jimmy found our house. For that, we were eternally grateful for him because his diligence and his perseverance and the hard work found the best people in the state of New Jersey to run the facility in Cypress. And now, naturally, we didn't even search anymore. We just work with them here. So I'd like to ask Councilman Jimmy Carol, former Councilman Jimmy Carol, to say a few words. Good luck, man.
Well, most of what he said was true. He had approached me and asked me if I would go find a program. So I actually visited 26 programs around the state. But when I went to our house for the first time, I knew that that was the program that we needed to bring in. So the next trip I made up there, Marta Sadowski, what's her, Levski, no, what's her new name?
Oh, Darden.
Darden. Sorry, Mark. We went up together, and she was also convinced that this was a great place. And one of the things that stuck out for me, we're walking around and they were showing us their programs and that, and they had, young people in their 20s, but they had 2 ladies in their 80s in this program. And I said, wow, this is just unbelievable, because you don't age out of the program, right? You don't age out of it. So anyway, and it's great, not only for the clients, but for the parents and the guardians, gives them a break. They also see that there is something out there for them. But anyway, so after making 4 trips up there, the last trip, John came with John and Carol. We went up, and after that, we kind of felt like this was the program for us. And then, of course, we had to bring the lawyers in, and then that gets a little crazy. But this was the building we looked at first to have it. And then when Cypress became available, and that was going to be a multi-use, it was going to make it easier for us to finance it and get it up and running. So that's what we did. Now, I was in that building when they were putting it together. I saw how much work and how much effort that was put in there. So seeing what this has come to after being here the first time, it's just amazing. The township just did a wonderful job in getting this ready. So I'm really proud of the fact that we're here and we're expanding our programs, and there's nothing we won't do, or the mayor won't do, and the council won't do for our special needs programs. So thank you all for being here. It's a great day. And Nancy, I know you're up there looking down on us and praying, and have a drink on us.
So our next speaker is current Council Vice President and First Ward Councilwoman Sharon Mccall, who was best friends with Nancy Drumm. While Nancy was sick, it was difficult for her to get to do her job as councilperson. When something came up, she'd normally go out and look at it. She would make calls, she would email, she would do a lot of things, but she couldn't do those things. Sharon, for a long time, became her eyes and ears on the council. And then when she passed, and I'm going to leave the rest of that discussion to the family and to Sharon, but it was pretty obvious that the best person to replace her on the town council was Sharon Mccall. It was one of the easiest decisions anybody would ever have to make. And when we approached Sharon, she was honored, thrilled, privileged to replace her best friend, Nancy Drumm, on the town council. She's done a phenomenal job, and she's been on the council 3 years, and she's already the council vice president, and in all likelihood will be the president next year. I'd now like to ask Nancy Drumm's best friend, Sharon Mccall, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. What an honor it is to stand here today for the dedication of the Nancy Bader-Drumm Educational Center. Nancy was not only my best friend, but also a truly remarkable woman whose legacy will forever live on in the hearts of our community. Nancy deeply believed in the strength of the community and people coming together to make a difference. Her life was a living testament to the idea that service is not an action, but a way of life. Her passion, kindness, and unwavering dedication left an unforgettable mark on everyone gathered here today. We are all privileged to know her, to love her, and to be inspired by her. The Nancy Bader-Drumm Educational Center stands as a shining symbol of her spirit, a place where lives will be enriched, communities will unite, and generations will be inspired to follow in Nancy's footsteps, leading with kindness, serving with the same selflessness she so beautifully exemplified. To the Bader-Drumm families, congratulations on this incredible honor. Dedicating this center to Nancy's memory is a powerful and lasting tribute to her life and legacy. Everyone here today carries Nancy's memory in their hearts, and it is with deep love and gratitude that we honor her. Nancy will forever remain a cornerstone in this community. Thank you.
Being the spouse of an elected official is not easy. You sacrifice a lot when your spouse is out, going to meetings, going to events, functions, you name it. Nancy was so active that being her spouse is probably tougher than the average elected official. But Hugh Drumm has been an amazing supporter of Nancy for their whole life. They met a long, long time ago, I think back in college days. They were married for a long time, and he was always the rock with Nancy, always the one supported her, came out when she needed him, attended events, became friends with all of us. I'd like to ask Hugh Drumm now to say a few words.
Hello, everybody. Just want to welcome, on behalf of the family, I want to welcome Bishop, Mayor, thank you, Sharon, of course, Greg, thank you for being here, Jimmy, great to see you, all of our friends who are here, all of the Yara staff, and especially not just Bagels, who's providing refreshments and refreshments later, and appreciate it from everybody. On behalf of our family, I'm truly honored and humbled by this beautiful building being named in Nancy's honor. Nancy was a lifelong resident of Woodbridge and loved serving on the town council, Chamber of Commerce. Nancy was the ultimate people person. And she loved bringing people together, and when they did great things together. And that really was her passion and her skill set that unmatched by anybody. Nancy graduated from St. James School. She was a CCD teacher there. Served on the school advisory council. And Nancy was always involved with our kids, with the school PTOs, events, school organizations, to support our kids' education and their activities. Education was extremely important to Nancy. So seeing this building, she was so proud to have this building named after her, because education was so important to her. It's great. This building is going to extend the education for kids who have aged out of their public school programs, and give them the life skills that they need to be independent and thriving young adults here in our community. And, so we want to thank everybody involved with repurposing this building. Tim, Pat McSherry, everybody, Mayor, everybody, part of Woodbridge Township. Thank all of you for repurposing this building, and thank all of you who are here in attendance. It's great to see everybody, and we're so honored that you're here to honor the memory of Nancy Bader-Drumm. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Nancy's best friend on the council was Fifth Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, but based on the way you're crying there in the second row, Deb, I'm not even going to ask you to come up and say a few words. I know it's going to be difficult for you, but I just want to say you two were inseparable. Every place she went, she went. Every place she went, you went. You were Colonia, she was Woodbridge and Seawarren, but you guys were so tight and so close. And I know this is very rough on you, so thanks for being here and thanks for that. So when we worked on this Mount Carmel Church is sort of an affiliate of St. Anthony de Padua and Port Reading. Father Bill Smith, somebody I've known also through the Knights of Columbus. Way back in 1990, we were at a 4th degree in Cherry Hill, standing in line to check into the hotel, and we just started talking. Who are you? Oh, my name is John McCormack. I work for the town. I'm in Island Knights of Columbus. Who are you? Well, he had a collar, so I knew he was a priest, and he worked for at Our Lady of Hungary in Perth Amboy. So we started talking. What do you do? I said, I'm an accountant. Oh, I need an accountant. First, the church, would you be my church's accountant? Sure. And then he says, well, can I deduct water and wine as meals and entertainment on my tax return? I said, no. But we became fast friends, really, really good friends for the last, that makes it 35 years that we've known each other. And he was a pleasure to work with because, like I said, he was in charge of this facility, the church, the community building next to it that way, the school here and the rectory here, which we knocked down to make more parking. The building was unsalvageable anyway. But he was just a pleasure to work with. He recently retired. We're sorry to see that from St. Anthony. We like him so much, he was the police chaplain for a long, long time for the township of Woodbridge. He's active in the Chamber of Commerce. He's active in so many different things. Father, thank you for your help, and I'd like to ask you if you'd like to say a few words now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's been telling that story for 35 years. I can remember when the mayor and I were at St. Joseph's residence. We were there for the 100th birthday of a member of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church before the two churches were combined into one corporation. And so after celebrating her 100th birthday, the mayor and I had a little conversation in the lobby of St. Joseph's residence. And he said to me, we would like to take the old school and repurpose it into a center for adults with autism. Now, I knew what happened at Cypress, because I used to go there for lunch every once in a while at Mac's Cafe. And I said, it's a wonderful idea. This was a place of education. It's going to continue to be a place of education. And it's what we as church are all about, the underprivileged, and speaking up for them and having a place for them. So when he told me we wanted it, I said, I'm 100% behind it, and whatever I could do to help make it a reality, I would do my best. And so, Mayor, thank you for that conversation. God bless.
Our last speaker, a couple people I've referred to, Patrick McSherry, who works for us on special projects. This is a very special project, obviously because of the word special. A lot of people have helped him over the years. Jim Major is here, Mitch Fishman is here, Chris Costi's here, who started the project before retiring, and then Patrick took over. But Patrick put his heart and soul into this project. Why? He's got a brother who is going to be a likely student here at our house. He's somebody who, his dad has worked for the town, Eddie McSherry, for so long. He just had a retirement party last week. He started in 1992 with the town when I did, so we go way back. We're very, very good friends too. And Eddie actually got a key to the city. Only about 10 people have gotten a key to the township of Woodbridge over the last 10 years. Eddie McSherry is one of them for all that he does. The American Irish Association, every other weekend in the summer, he's building a ramp for somebody in Woodbridge Township who needs it. People can't get out of their house to get to the doctors without a ramp, and Eddie just gets a whole group of people and does it all the time. He plants flowers all over the town at intersections. He's just an amazing volunteer. You can tell that he raised a guy like Pat McSherry, who's as committed and as dedicated to the township as Eddie was. And Patrick just did an amazing job, and I'm sure in the back of Pat's mind, saying every little thing he did, you know, someday Brian's gonna be here. So maybe that little extra effort, maybe that little extra bit of love into the project was something Patrick had in mind. So I'd like to ask Patrick if he'd come up now and also tell us who worked on the project, but you have done a phenomenal job. You got a long-term future in this town, my friend, with the way you did this. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Bishop Checchio. Thank you, everyone who's been involved on this project. Our house, been a pleasure to work with from the very beginning. Special thank you to H2M and architects and engineers, designed this project and helped see it through to fruition. Everyone part of Woodbridge Township who was involved in this project, from Department of Public Works, Engineering Department, inspections, our IT department, fire alarm. We did a lot of this work in-house, which really was a success. All the other contractors who were involved, Gurney Electric, Dunnigan Plumbing, and really, I can't start naming names because there's so many people that were involved and made an impact on this project. Our union carpenters really basically turned this whole building around. I mean, everything was torn apart. It's started from scratch, essentially, and a lot of hard work and effort went into this, so I really appreciate everyone who helped to make that happen. And yeah, like the mayor said, I started this project, and in June of last year, my brother started with our house, and it was kind of a coincidence how it all happened, but it definitely added some motivation. And thank you to Hugh, that was some amazing words, and it's an honor to have this building for Nancy, and she deserves it. So thank you to everyone.
I just noticed our Recreation Director, Brian Molnar, in the house. Thank you for coming. This is going to kind of fall under Recreation as he keeps an eye and makes sure things go right, and he's a go-to person along with Jimmy for the township. So that concludes our presentation of this ceremony here. We're going to now go outside. I don't know if everybody wants to get your coats on and go outside. If you don't, that's okay. Oh, you know what we should do? Anybody who's attended our house in the past, or any one of our stars or Buddy Ball or anybody else. I see a couple of guys in the audience. Anybody who's a student here, Dylan, Maria, come on up, come on up, come on up. What's up, man? Concannon, come on up. Ryan, come on up. What's up, pal? Why don't you guys stand in front and look out in the audience where everybody can take a picture. Danny, come on up. Dylan, come on up. Hey, Dan. Stand right over there. Right here, Dylan. Turn around, attaboy. All right, everybody look out. This is who we did this for. All right, let's go outside. Those of you who want to brave the cold, you don't all have to, it's okay. And we'll come back inside for refreshments.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. May God, who is the fountain of all goodness, be with you all.
And with your spirit.
all that God has created and sustains, all the events he guides, and all human works that are good and have a good purpose. Prompt those who believe to praise and bless the Lord with hearts and voices. He is the source and origin of every blessing. By this celebration, we proclaim our belief that all good things work together for the good of those who fear and love God. We are sure that in all things we seek the help of God, so that in complete reliance on him, we may always in Christ do everything for his glory. Let us pray. We look to the future with optimism and with faith in you as we pursue our call to provide justice and fullness of life for all people with disabilities. We pray that every man, woman, and child may develop their potential and meet you in themselves and in one another. Bless the men and women of this community, our house, all who are supported by their work and all who will use this facility. Grant that all those living with disabilities and their loved ones that pass through these doors may find support in this community to live bountiful and enriching lives. May all who come here enjoy a welcoming community with you as our center, joined hand in hand as brothers and sisters. We ask this all through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Blessed. You're welcome.
I would like to ask little Sophia here. Sophia is Nancy's granddaughter, and I'm going to ask Sophia if she will cut the ribbon. She's named after Nancy's mom, Sophia, Sophie, who's not with us tonight, but she's alive and kicking. And I'm going to ask you now if you would help me cut the ribbon. Is that okay with you? Okay, why don't you hold that? Here's what you do. No, you put one hand here, one hand up top. Nope, right there. Okay, so we're going to count down. We're going to count down from 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cut. Yay! Good job. Congratulations. Thank you very much. That was cute. Oh, Huey gets the